මෙම වැඩසටහන ඔබ වෙත ගෙනෙන්නේ
eSoft Metro Campus නව්‍ය දැනුමෙන් ඔබේ අනාගතය හැඩගන්වයි.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the national level quiz show based on information technology, IT Mastermind 2014. Now, this is the third program of the secondary rounds, and the winner and the runner-up of this show will progress to the semi-finals, getting themselves closer to the IT Mastermind 2014 trophy. But without further ado, let me introduce our contestants for tonight. Contestant number 1, Balasubramaniam Gnanakeedan from Hindu College, Jaffna. Contestant number 2, Pulina Udapamunuwa from Trinity College, Kandy. Contestant number 3, Nadisha Madhushani Sumana Balika Vidyalaya, Ratnapura. And contestant number 4, Uvin Pereira, Sri Sumangala College, Panadura. Contestant number 5, Hashan Lakmal, Richmond College, Gaul. Contestant number 6, Anuradha Indivara, Mahanama Central College, Munaragala. And our judges for tonight's program, Dr. Dayan Rajapaksa, Managing Director, eSoft Group of Companies. Professor Gihan Vikramanayaka, past Council Member of Computer Society of Sri Lanka. And as always, our quiz master, the brilliant Mr. Faisal Bongzo.
Thank you very much, Miru. A very good evening and a warm welcome to the third secondary round program of IT Masterminds 2014. It's indeed a pleasure to be your quiz master. Well, today we've got 6 contestants representing schools from all over Sri Lanka taking part, and they will be facing 4 rounds of competition. And today, the winner and the runner-up will move into the semi-finals. Now, each round will be judged and points will be allocated and added. And of course, please remember that the decision of the judges will be final as always. Let's move on to round 1. Now, in round 1, we will be posing a multiple choice question to each individual where you will earn 10 points for a correct answer. And the other contestants can also register your answers via your terminals and earn 3 points for each correct answer. But of course, you've got to keep in mind that you will lose 2 points for each incorrect answer. So without further ado, let's move on to the questions for round 1. And this is your question, contestant number 1, Gnanakeedan Balasubramaniam. This is the question that we have for you for round 1. The objective of testing in software development is A, debugging, B, to find errors, C, to gain modularity, D, to analyze system.
A, debugging.
No, the answer is incorrect. The answer is B, to find errors. We move on to your question now, contestant number 2, that's Pulina. Which of the following is not a characteristic of software? Is it software does not wear out, software is flexible, software is intangible, or software is always correct?
D, software is always correct.
The answer is correct. And here's your question, contestant number 3, Nadisha. In software development, effort is measured in terms of persons months, persons, rupees, or is it months?
Answer A.
Yes, the answer is correct. Here's your question now, contestant number 4, Uwin. A graphic representation of an information system is called as Gantt chart, pictogram, data flow diagram, or histogram?
Answer C.
Yes, the answer is correct. And here's your question now, contestant number 5, Hashan. RAD is an acronym for A, Rapid Application Development, B, Rapid Action Development, C, Rough Application Development, or is it D, Rough Action Development?
Answer A.
Yes, the answer is correct. And here's your question, contestant number 6, Anuradha. Which of the following process model is an example of agile methodologies? Is it A, waterfall model? Is it B, prototyping model? Is it C, Scrum? Or is it D, spiral model?
D, spiral model.
No, the answer is incorrect. The answer is C, Scrum. And with that, we end all the questions for round one. Let's find out who's taken the lead after round one.
Bringing world-class higher education to your doorstep. eSoft Metro Campus. Shaping lives, creating futures.
Bachelor's at 19?
In Sri Lanka? My ambition is to finish my master's at 21 and become a senior manager when I'm 25. I joined eSoft straight after my O-levels.
Start your IT or business management degree straight after O-levels. eSoft, shaping lives, creating future.
නිවැරදි IT දැනුම ප්‍රමුඛයාගෙන් පමණයි. eSoft.
The competition has just started with the completion of round one. Let's see how our students have fared at the end of round one. Thank you very much. In third place, we have contestant number 4, Uvin Pereira, with 16 points. In second place, we have contestant number 3, Nadisha Madhushani, with 19 points. And leading at the end of round one, we have Pulina Udapamunua with 22 points. Over to you, Faisal, for round two.
Thank you very much, Miru. I agree with you. The competition has only just started, judging by the points after round one. Let's move on to round two. Here we will be posing a question based on an image, and you have to answer them individually. You will earn 10 points for a correct answer. Now, the others, you can buzz if you know the answer. And if the first student either does not answer or gives the incorrect answer, the opportunity will go to the contestant who buzzes first. The correct answer will earn you 5 points, but remember, an incorrect answer will make you lose 2 points. So on with the competition, and this is round two. And your question, contestant number 1. Identify following I/O technology that supports...
Sorry.
Which is the question, please? Identify following I/O technology that supports high-resolution displays and high-performance data devices through a single compact port.
Thunderbolt.
Yes, the answer is correct. Here's your question, contestant number 2. Identify the following proprietary data and power connector created by Apple Incorporated. Well, no one seems to know the answer. It's Lightning or Lightning connector. Here's your question, contestant number 3. What mobile operating system is running on the smartwatch shown below or shown on your screen?
Android,
No?
Microsoft, Windows,
No? Number 6 would try to answer this question.
Windows.
No. The answer is Tizen. Here's your question, contestant number 4. At Bell Labs, what did these 3 people invent which won the Nobel Prize?
The transistor.
Yes, the answer is correct. As we move on with more questions for round 2, and it's your turn, contestant number 5. The image shows the historical moment when the chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov was beaten by an IBM supercomputer? Name the computer.
Atlas.
No. Number one would like to answer this question?
Deep Blue.
Yes, the answer is correct. And here's the final question in round two, and this is for contestant number 6. The award known as the Nobel Prize of Computing is named after this renowned scientist. Identify him. Looks like number one is answering the other contestants' questions. You would like to try this one as well?
Alan Turing.
Yes, the answer is correct. So with those questions, we end round two. Let's find out who is in the lead and who is the runner-up after round two.
ලොව පිළිගත් උසස් අධ්‍යාපන අවස්ථා ඔබ සැමට විවර කර දෙන eSoft Metro Campus නව්‍ය දැනුමින් ඔබේ අනාගතය හැඩගන්වයි.
At 19 in Sri Lanka?
My ambition is to finish my masters at 21 and become a senior manager when I'm 25. I joined eSoft straight after my O-levels.
Start your IT or business management degree straight after O-levels. eSoft, shaping lives, creating future.
And this is the question for you, our viewers, on tonight's show. What is the alternative name for IEEE 1394 communication standard? What is the alternative name for IEEE 1394 communication standard? SMS your answer to 0725 547 547 before noon this Thursday. We have come to the end of round 2 of tonight's program, but before I announce the leader of this round, I would like to know from our judges how our contestants are faring.
Yeah, the contestants are faring well, particularly being able to answer quickly for other students' questions is very encouraging.
Right.
Yeah, I think Gyan, now this is basically the winners of preliminary rounds. So obviously they are the ones with a better knowledge. So we are expecting a tough competition here because they would go to the semi-final, the winners and the runner-up.
Sure, we are really expecting a tough competition here. Let's see how they have fared with the scorecard with me here now. There's a big position change. In the last round, we saw one contestant at number 5 and he has come up to the top now. Contestant number 2, Pulina Udapamunua, in the 3rd place with 22 points. Contestant number 4, Uvin from Sri Sumangala College, Panadura, with 26 points in the 2nd place. And leading in this round, contestant number 1, Jnanakeedan from Hindu College, Jaffna, with 32 points. And Faisal will now take you to round 3.
Thank you, Miru. Definitely there is stiff competition because positions have changed and they've got marks very close to each other. So we're moving on to round 3. We will be posing an open-ended question and you have to answer them individually. You will earn 10 points for a correct answer, and same as round 2, the others can make an attempt by using the buzzer. So we are on the halfway mark of this competition as we move on to round 3, and this is your question. Contestant number 1, what does the term OLED stand for?
Organic LED.
No.
Okay, can you explain it?
Light emitting diode. That's
Sorry?
organic light emitting diode.
Yeah,
Yes,
correct,
the answer is correct. Here's your question now, contestant number 2. What is the name given to the feature where a printer can print on both sides of the paper at the same time?
Dual printing?
No.
Duplex printing?
Yes, the answer is correct. Duplex printing. Here's your question. Contestant number 3. Who was the first mobile phone maker to introduce the Android operating system?
Andy Rubin.
No. Well, number 4 has indicated his willingness.
Google.
No, the answer is incorrect. The answer is HTC. We're moving on to your question now, contestant number 4. What is the name of the mobile phone developed by Google themselves?
Nexus.
Yes, the answer is correct. And we're moving on to your question now, contestant number 5. What is the name of the popular location-based social networking site which also allows you to share to Facebook?
Twitter.
No.
LinkedIn.
No. Number 1 is indicated?
Foursquare.
Yes, the answer is correct. Foursquare. And the final question in this round 3, and it's to you, contestant number 6. What is the version number for Android KitKat?
4.4.
Yes, the answer is correct. And with that, we end all the questions for round 3. Let's find out whether there have been any changes. Certainly very stiff competition right now in the third secondary round program of IT Masterminds 2014.
உலகத்தரம் வாய்ந்த உயர்கல்வி வாய்ப்புகள் உங்களுக்காக கொண்டு வரப்பட்டுள்ளன. eSoft Metro Campus, shaping lives, creating futures.
Tell us about yourself.
I'm 19 and just finished my bachelor's in IT.
Bachelor's at 19? In Sri Lanka?
My ambition is to finish my master's at 21 and become a senior manager when I'm 25. So I skipped my A-levels and joined directly to the degree programs.
That's great.
We didn't have that opportunity.
Start your IT or business management degree straight after O-levels at eSoft.
And this is the question for you, our viewers, on tonight's show. What is the alternative name for IEEE 1394 communication standard? What is the alternative name for IEEE 1394 communication standard? SMS your answer to 0725 547 547 before noon this Thursday. And here are the winners of last week. End of round 3, and let's see how our contestants are faring now, if there are any change of positioning. In third place, we have contestant number 2, Pulina from Trinity College, Kandy, with 32 points. In second place, we have contestant number 4, Uvin, from Sri Sumangala College, Panadura, with 34 points. And contestant number 1 still leads, Jnanakeedan from Hindu College, Jaffna, with 47 points. And for the last round, round 4, over to you, Faisal.
Thank you, Muru. Well, from the points that you've read, well, certainly the competition has mounted, and this is certainly going to be a decisive round. Although we have a leader at the moment, there is competition for runner-up position, and it's open to either of you. So good luck to the 6 of you as we move on to the decisive round, round 4, where we use the same format as round 3, and the contestants will be answering open-ended questions, and the judges will be evaluating your answers. Good luck to the 6 of you as we move on to the final round of questions, round 4, and it's your question, contestant number 1. After high definition TV or HD TV, what is the latest standard to be introduced by South Korean electronic giants?
Ultra high definition.
Yes, the answer is correct. Here's your question now, contestant number 2. What is the device in modern smartphones that allows it to detect movement and speed?
Accelerometer.
Yes, the answer is correct. Here's your question, contestant number 3. What is the most popular example for a crowdfunding website? Well, number 1 would like to answer this question.
Kickstarter.
Yes, we'll give that as the answer, Kickstarter.com. Let's have a round of applause for him answering that question. As we move on to your question now, contestant number 4. In networking, what term is used to describe the process where multiple communications are sent via the same communications line?
Multi-threading.
What's it?
Multi-threading.
No.
Stack.
No. Number 3 would like to answer this question?
Synchronous transferring.
No, the answer is multiplexing. We're moving on to your question now, contestant number 5. What famous image sharing platform was recently taken over by Facebook?
Photobucket.
No.
Tiny image.
No. Well, number 2 would like to answer this question?
Instagram.
Yes, the answer is correct. Instagram. And we're moving on to the final question for round 2, the decisive round. And this one's for you, contestant number 6. With relation to mobile networks, what does EDGE stand for? And number 3 would like to answer this question?
Enhanced. Enhanced digital for GSM evolution.
No, it's not accepted by the judges. So the answer is enhanced data rates for GSM evolution. Let's put our hands together and give all these 6 contestants another round of applause as we are ready to tell you as to who the 2 contestants are who have qualified for the semi-finals. Definitely there has been a change in runner-up position. So let's find out from Miru in a short while.
At the end of the 3rd program of the secondary rounds of IT Mastermind 2014, I now have the winner and the runner-up who will be progressing to the semi-finals. But before that, I will announce all 6 contenders in ascending order. In 6th place, we have contestant number 6, Anuradha Indivara from Mahanama College, Monaragala. In 5th place, we have contestant number 5, Hashan Lakmal, Richmond College, Gaul. In 4th place, we have contestant number 3, Nadisha Madhushani, Sumana Balika Vidyalaya, Ratnapura. In 3rd place, we have Uvin Pereira, Sri Sumangala College, Panadura. Before I announce the runner-up and the winner for tonight, let me call upon Mr. Krishant Silva, Council Member of Computer Society of Sri Lanka, and Mr. Dumindu Pahalavatta, Centre Manager, eSoft Metro Campus, Kandy, to award the certificates and the cash prizes. And the runner-up of tonight's show is contestant number 2, Pulina Udapamunuwa, Trinity College, Kandy, with 47 points. And the winner of tonight's show is contestant number 1, Balasubramaniam Jnanakeethan from Hindu College, Jaffna, with 62 points. And this marks the end of the third program of the secondary rounds of IT Mastermind 2014. See you next week on the fourth program of the secondary rounds. Have a great week. Good night.
මෙම වැඩසටහන ඔබ වෙත ගෙනෙන්නේ eSoft Metro Campus නව්‍ය දැනුමෙන් ඔබේ අනාගතය හැඩගන්වයි.